Something hilarious but downright horrendous just happened. Can you notice that? Alright, let me give you a hint. 23,000 negative reviews in a span of 4 days. So, what a funny game like VRChat that implements so many fun memories in your brain, so many human interactions and so much fun could have done wrong. Maybe they implemented not safe for work as their main branch, or maybe they removed the access from PC users so that glorious VRChat users can finally play the game. No, none of that really. Except they pulled out a massive security update, which quite honestly was so negatively taken by the people that you have seen the review already. And you might think, well, the security update is always good, and they implement stuff so people don't cheat, don't hack, and have a fairly nice experience. So that is what they've done with the normal game, but we're talking about VRChat, the game with no competitive advantages and with social experience maxed out on that point. Again, I can tell that all the social games that implement ability to talk to other people need to have free modding, free cheats, free whatever you really feel like, because that's the point of the game, to have fun experiences. And I would tell you that even me being crushed from the game, as they're trying to fix that, is a fun experience, not considering adding the worst enemy everyone can probably see on the internet. Easy anti-cheat. Again, this guy explained it way better than I can do, so we're just gonna read that out. What easy anti-cheat will do for VRChat? Lower frame rates, increase in stability, stop script kiddies, stop wholesome mod, accessibility mods, quality of life mods, not sure what that means. Stop select VR mods from modify the game runtime, stop programs like Audio Teapot, stop Linux users, Proton, Windows virtual machines. What easy anti-cheat will not do? Stop ripping, avatar cache still unprotected, stop crashing, stop malicious mods, stop malicious actors, SDK modding, user harassment. This one is exactly the funniest one, but we're gonna talk on that later. Call the security host VRC done, improve game experience, and some other things. So that's what is going on with the VRChat at the moment. They try to implement security update that makes, well, literally no sense. See, you need anti-cheat system for the games with combat-based experience. So, aka, in some sort of Tarkov, you need your opponents to don't see you through walls. That makes sense, so they don't like shoot you and gain the advantage that you don't have. You don't see them through walls. But VRChat experience is a social experience, and everyone here is different. Some avatars are short, some avatars are big, and that's just how it works. That's the baseline for the game. And trying to implement the security update that removes, well, first of all, it removes the modding possibilities for people. So you can see stop SDK modding. So I, in my entire time of 2,000 of hours of playing this game, installed quite a bit of mods, I'll be honest. Though not of them 2,000 are legit, maybe about like 500, but anyway. Favorites mods, what I can talk on behalf of, is text-to-speech mod, the mod that has this funny pinkish girl. I don't remember how it's called. I just use it all the time. It's just so basic. It allows you to just fly around, speed hack, kind of see players, see items through walls. I don't think that's a very big advantage in a social game, where, I mean, it's a possibility, right? And you can say, well, you know, you shouldn't be having players doing that. This is just against the rules. Like, hacking is not good. Well, even if they're gonna remove the modding, I still have 4 avatars that being able to fly through walls, being able to just fly at all. Maybe I don't have an avatar that's able to see items, though that's not a very big advantage, because I can just use an avatar that hides everything all around me except the players. So, SDK modding stopping kind of makes no sense to me. User harassment. Probably the funniest point I can harvest from this security update. It's just impossible to stop user harassment on the internet. Whatever you want to do, disable the chat, disable the voice message, disable the game itself, you're just never gonna stop it. People are gonna find the ways around. Even if you're just gonna give people your nickname, they're gonna find your alternate account somewhere on the internet, DM you and say how a loser you are from dying to a knife in a rifle match. That's just how it goes. The internet are a toxic community, but not because they are inherently want to harm you. No, they came here to have fun, And harassment is part of the internet experience. Of course, you don't count like racism or sexism harassment. That's just outright just being very impolite and just not humane to other people. But doing stuff like, I don't know, teabagging, just kind of like screaming on your opponent's teammates in the voice chat, that's always was funny, you know? I mean, some people find that a harassment and negative part of the experience, but man, for me, it's probably the best part what I can notice. Even if I get killed, even if someone else get killed, it's just how it goes. You can't imagine how much friends I've made through a negative behavior on the internet. I kind of troll them, I harass them, I tell how noob they are. They tell it back to me. Then we back each other back to friends. We go for a few weeks claiming each other are just total noobs who can't play the game properly. And then we just kind of become friends. That's how the internet works. That's the fun part. And they're just trying to remove the fun parts of it. Well, it will not improve the game experience. It won't improve the game experience. See, I had this funny history with the easy anti-cheat and Arma. So it started every time I played Arma, and it wasn't disabling itself up until I restarted the computer. So it was running all the time in the background while I was doing stuff. I genuinely didn't understand what was going on, but again, I'm just opening my console. I go to it, I try to disable the process of easy anti-cheat, but it says me, oops, an error has occurred, and I can't stop the process, and just there, all the time running. Well, that's the fun part for you. I needed to uninstall the Arma after that, because, well, I mean, usually people don't use anti-cheat that much, because it's, again, it's not very polite, but me personally was using it for my funny RPG single-player games that I just used to get myself some health, maybe some items. Well, you know, nothing too serious. I were playing those games for multiple times, and using the cheat engine is just fine, in my opinion, for single-player games. Multiplayer, not really. But again, if you're talking about games like VRChat that not basing themselves off a fighting, but basing themselves on a social experience, I don't believe that removing hacks is entirely a bad idea. I mean, of course, some people will try to ruin someone else's experience by breaking their game, hacking them through like some security updates. Again, what happened recently with Minecraft and Java, this Java log something script happening. But again, these parts can be fixed on the developer's part, not on the user part, by limiting their experience. Not everyone having mods, not everyone cheats exactly. People just having their fun. But again, if we go back to here, stop Linux user from playing via Proton or Windows virtual machines. So from what I can tell, you can't use Windows virtual machines and Proton, which from what I can tell, this is the software used on Linux to run the Windows programs. So they limit the accessibility of a game to a certain group of individuals. Again, you can say, well, who cares about Linux users? Well, Linux users are that fun part on the internet. Those are probably the top quantity of people that just know how to work around some certain things. I mean, not everyone, like grandmas using Linux, but the majority of Linux users are the active community. They actually participate in whatever they have in their client. So limiting them is actually a downgrade. But talking about limiting, developers not really caring for their own game. Again, this was discussed a lot of times in the past, and I'm not the first one to say it. Big corporations doesn't entirely care by the standards of normal people. You know, they don't care about someone harassing someone on the internet. They just can disable that feature entirely and say, well, let's fix that problem later. And they never fix it. So a lot of games met this issue, and VRChat is not the first one. Minecraft is currently facing the same problem while trying to implement security. Again, you're dealing with millions of players, actually hundreds of millions of players from what I can tell. And they want to do the same thing. I'm not the master of explaining things via the Minecraft and actual backend catalog of all of that things, but right now Minecraft having the same problem facing them as the VRChat does. Well, pretty much the same thing, but quite different. They're trying to implement safety features that actually breaks the game in multiple ways and makes hacker being able to, well, pretty much, I do believe, access the ability to write from someone's certain account via the new feature Mojang implements. Though I'm not sure on that point. So I'll just tell that this man explains it way better, though it's on the part of the Minecraft site, not VRChat entirely. I'll just leave the link in the description to this video so you can watch and kind of realize what's going on with Minecraft. But now coming back to VRChat, the biggest problem internet games can face is that their company becomes too greedy and just stops caring about player experience, but start caring about multiplayer experience, from what I can tell. Again, VRChat is a social game, and implementing easy anti-cheat that, well, pretty much everyone finds as a negative. Please God, do not EAC. I'm so sick of the godforsaken application. It doesn't accomplish anything, it just makes everything more unstable. You know how many hackers, cheaters, EAC stops? None, zero, zilch. It blocks soft mods at best, it don't harm anything. Please reconsider. Now I'm probably gonna react to the last funny thing on this page. What do I do if I have issues with EAC? There's a very few cases in which EAC has issues. Thankfully, many different games use it, so we get the benefit of all of those games ensuring that EAC continues to work properly. The EAC teams maintains the helpful page that can help with some less rare issues, like antivirus false positives. Of course, you can always contact the VRChat support team to help with any issues. So, that is all about the EAC that I can bring onto today. Another corporate bullshittery trying to gaslight people into believing that their favorite game will become better while implementing the anti-cheat. Well, no, it doesn't. It's not a competitive game, it's made for having fun, and limiting people from doing fun on a game is, well, downright bad. Anyway, I want you to subscribe to my channel, because that would be pretty funny. Other than that, thank you for watching and goodbye.